Hey guys, it's Kyra, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this braided friendship bracelet. It's really easy, super beginner friendly. If you've made a chevron before, this should be your next bracelet to dive into. Let's get started. The first thing you're going to need is some embroidery floss in 3 different colors, some tape or something to anchor your work down, and a pair of scissors. I'm going to begin by cutting my strings so that they're 2.5 to 3 feet long pieces, and I want 3 for each of the different colors. And you can honestly do 4 or 5 pieces of string if you want your bracelet to be thicker, following the same sort of method once we get into the knotting process. But for me, and I just felt like it was a good idea to just do 3, and it's more beginner friendly that way, so it makes this video easier for people who are watching this and are beginners. And once I've cut them, I'm just going to leave 4 or so inches away from the end of my string so that I can create ties. And if there was an even number of strings, you could double the amount of length for each string and cut the number of strings you have to cut in half. And so you could make a loop instead of ties, but because it is an uneven number, you're going to want to just make ties. It's the easiest way to do this. I'm going to separate my string into 3 different color sections. So my first section is going to be brown, my middle section is going to be this tan orangey color, and then my third section is going to be this beige off-white sort of color. And this makes it easy so you can see which sections of knots are going to be for each technically strand of the braid. You're going to want to take your leftmost strand and create forward knots on the next 5 strings. And to make a forward knot, you're going to take that string, create a number 4, and then pull the end of the string through the middle, and repeat that again to create the full forward knot. And whenever you're doing this, whatever leading string or string you're using to tie the knots, you're not going to want to knot past the end of your middle section of strings or your second color of strings. So when I'm doing this, I'm not going to want to do any on my beige strings at all, so that it gives that braid effect. Now I'm going to recenter my strings, and I'm going to start with the next leftmost string, which when we started is the second string, and the first one we did knots on top of. And I'm going to knot on the next 4 strings, and I don't want to go past the tan again, and I'm not going to knot on the brown string that I already moved past or knotted with previously, so that it gives it, again, the braided effect. And once again, like I did with the previous 2 strings, I'm going to take the leftmost string and create forward knots on now 3 strings, because we don't want to go past the second middle color strings, whatever you want to call them. And for me, that again is tan. Now I'm just going to go ahead and set those tan strings aside, because we're not going to be knotting with them or on top of them for this next section of knotting. We're going to be taking our strings on the rightmost side, and we're going to start with the rightmost string again, and we're going to be creating backward knots instead of forward knots on the next couple of strings. And to do that, you're basically going to do the same as you would with a forward knot, but opposite. So create a backwards 4 and then pull the string through that. And you want to do that all the way down your first 5 strings, and you don't want to go past, for me, this is, I don't want to go past the brown instead of I don't want to go past the tan. Whatever your second color is, you don't want to go past that with your knotting. Again, with our rightmost string, we're going to start the knotting process again without going past our second or middle color strings. And you're going to want to do that again with your third string. And once you've done these 2 steps, which is like segment knotting, so you did step 1, which was for me the brown strings, and now with the beige strings, you're going to want to repeat this process, and you're going to keep going back and forth between sides. And when you do this, you're going to get the braided effect, and you're going to see how the bracelet turns out. And again, like I said in the beginning, I'm just going to create ties to finish off my bracelet, and you can do twisted ties, you can do a regular braid like I'm doing, you can do Chinese staircase, or honestly really whatever you like or choose to do. This is the final product, and I'm really happy with how this bracelet turned out. And if you guys like this video too, feel free to leave a like, and if you want to see what content I do create, you guys can subscribe to the channel and get notified when I do. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye!